So here we are in May of 2025, and Saturn is about to enter Aries and begin its cycle through the zodiac again. So what does it mean for you, Aries, that Saturn is going to be in your sign for 2.5 years? Well, this represents a very important phase of internal growth. Often there's a culmination or a sense that you're at an important crossroads, and there are a number of manifestations of this culmination. In some cases, you'll reach a peak of achievement. It'll feel very fulfilling, and you'll be rather proud of your accomplishments. You may even achieve status, monetary reward, or be promoted to a position of greater authority. But because Uranus is about to go into Gemini, and the outcome of certain events will remain in question, right? Because Uranus is slipping into Gemini, back into Taurus this year. So very often you may feel as if you have to clutch victory from the jaws of defeat. You have to stay on your toes, pivot, keep seeking information, and never think you've got it all the answers or got it all in the bag, because there's always something else to learn. So what's also likely is, even though you may have worked hard, sacrificed, and slaved towards a certain goal for a number of years, all of a sudden, maybe that goal is not as important to you. Or maybe you haven't got the same resonance emotionally with that goal. It's almost like the wind goes out of your sails at the last minute, and suddenly there's a feeling of an anticlimax. Now, while that can sound a little bit negative, it actually is a positive thing, because it shows that you've changed, you're growing as a person. And it's important to acknowledge how over the last 7 years particularly, you set in motion goals, relationships, or activities, some of which are no longer as filling or satisfying to you, often because you're now maturing, wising up, and seeing things with a slightly different perspective or with new eyes. So this is really a very important growth period, with Saturn being in Aries. And it means you're at the end of a certain cycle, and events which you started 14 or even 28 years ago are coming to fruition, and things can happen now as well which mirror certain events that happened 7 or 14 years ago, which were never properly resolved and which you now need to resolve to receive closure or absolution from. So this year, but also next year, when Saturn continues to be in Aries, it's very important to be self-sufficient. Your inner strength is tested, and you must trust your wisdom and your experience to overcome hurdles. It's also a great time to look back and appreciate the experience you've gained and your successes and what you learned from the failures, because failures are bloody important when you've got to learn shit. So while this is often a peak time in your life of success and achievement, it's also a time when you need to take stock, reassess, and pick up the pieces in terms of the things that haven't turned out the way you hoped. So don't be disappointed. Rather, get excited about a new direction and a new phase of your personal growth and your journey. Gather yourself, employ all the experience that you've gained, and start working towards successful new outcomes that you're going to start planting the seeds with now. But patience, Aries, patience. Saturn in your sign says that, you need to take responsibility, be patient, and exert influence slowly, steadily, and surely on your environment, people, and also the functionality of your life. So you can really step into your own power now by assuming more responsibility, taking charge of your emotions, your relationships, your career, and not letting anything stand in your way. So this is a time where you prioritize your self-development, your goals, and you experience your identity in a new, stronger way, projecting out that strength and helping family, loved ones, your friends, etc. to move forward with the required determination as well. So it's not just about you, it's about pulling others forward with the strength. So it's also a good time to reflect and start thinking about new long-term projects, right? So you shouldn't undertake anything this year that you want to complete in a short time. This is more about long-term major objectives, things that really move the dial in your life. Now, it's also a good time to reflect on your needs, your identity, and you might just want to switch your focus from interactions with others to focusing on yourself. So if your external world is very elaborate, very demanding, complex, or even damn well confusing, this is the time to reduce it down, simplify, get back to basics, make your social life more meaningful and simplified. Same with finances. Also invite your partner to take on a more uncluttered existence. Feng Shui, great, and minimalism for your home decorating as well. So Saturn in Aries, for you Arians, it's time of introspection. And this kind of is good for Aries because very often you're out there, you're full on attack, you're making stuff happen. And this is a reminder to indulge in philosophy, in your own awareness, using that great Aries intuition, connecting with your gut feel, earthing, grounding, and anchoring yourself in your power. So While Uranus going into Gemini is going to mean that certain events will be quite hectic, because Uranus in Gemini is a very versatile, vibrant energy that can make you feel impatient and frustrated. With Saturn in your first, there always is an opportunity to calm everything down, distill it, be reasonable, responsible, and gain a sense of purpose into your life. This can be an incredibly successful time. So I want you guys all to use it to focus on core principles and purposes in your life and lay the foundations for a real success story, particularly in 7 years' time. Take care, Aries. By the way, guys, I'd love a like and subscribe. Remember, I do loads of shorts. It's going to sometimes be fun, frivolous, a little bit musical. Lots of horoscopes on there. And then there's a more serious side. And for those who've known me a damn long time, you know there's also some political stuff that I get involved in as well, when I look at world events and see what astrology has to say about politics. So definitely, I'd love a like and subscribe. If you want any information, just pop me a line down below.